think it was the funniest day I'd ever had. Well, no, it was both days. When the grumpy king told the hero, the one he's setting missions to go piss up a rope. No, sorry, I mean to go and catch a boar and bring it back alive. Bring a boar back alive? You can't bring a boar back alive. It's a well-known fact. Boars will never be captured alive. Even I, a servant, a slave boy, who's been here for only 4 years since they captured me from my dad, even I know that. But we all know the king hates giving these tasks. He's just simply thinking of ways, imaginative ways, to say sod off to Hercules, but he daren't say it straight. For a god is a god when all is said and done. And the gods have told him he has to give Hercules these tasks. So he's thinking of the most ludicrous, the most comic he can find. And when he said that, remember the whole hall laughed. And Hercules, he went beetroot red. He had never seen the like. And stalked off into the wind and in the winter. Well, we thought we wouldn't see him again. He's like a beggar on the door. He's not going to come back. And then he did. And there was so much shit everywhere. He had on his back the boar. And he put it down in the hall. And the boar charged the king. And the king jumped into a large bronze pot. It was actually the chamber pot we put underneath his hall. And he was shitting himself and he jumped in a bush. Obviously it stank and we had to clean it all up. And he screamed at the hero, "Take that boar away!" So Hercules took it off to Mycenae, the farms of his forefathers. There, I'm sure, is the sire to a great many pigs. You should have seen it. Afterwards, we heard the story. That's quite a heroic tale, really. Hercules went north to where the finest boar in all of Achaea lived, high upon the mountains. The great mountains that march to the sea on the east of the land. And there was a boar he had heard about that laid waste to all the fields so that no villagers dared to plant. And it would run at them. And it was taller than a man, with tusks longer than your forearm, and brave. And many a man had tried to capture it with a spear, because that's how you kill a boar, you know. They won't ever retreat. That's why you can't capture them alive. Rather, you put your spear down and the boar runs on the spear, and that's that. That's why they're so brave. This boar, I wasn't there. I only heard Hercules bragging about it. But he bragged about it to the guards as we were cleaning it all up. I sat there laughing, and I couldn't help hearing, so I'm going to tell you. He met the boar. It was autumn, and it was a cold autumn, and the boar charged at him, and like he was a bulldozer, he jumped back over it and pulled its tail and kicked it in the arse, and the boar jumped in the air, and then, feeling that it was no longer the master, it ran right up the mountain, and Hercules, well, he's fleet of foot, he followed it, but not outpacing it. We need to wear it down. And up they went the slope, and down and up into the high valleys where humans very seldom could. But the boar seemed to know where it was going, until at last it went too far. Probably it went beyond its own land, for it seemed to get a bit more hesitant, but Hercules was always behind it, always chivvying it on. It came at last to a peak of ice. And suddenly, when it was trying to scramble up, the last ice rig, it fell. Deep down it slipped. He said he watched it, almost worried it was going to die, falling down a crevasse. And how he had to climb down in the cold, down there. And capture the poor thing, binding it by rope tight, bringing it out at last. And it came to him then almost tame, for it knew it owed his life to him. And how he promised that it would not come to any harm, that he would make sure the king didn't kill him, if only the boar would come back, that they would have some fun together. And my, they had some fun. And then he would put the boar out to stud. At least that's what he told the guards before he marched off with it, leaving the king absolutely full of poo to the eyeballs to climb out the pot. We had a laugh as we cleaned it all up. And the king, he had to take a boat ride. He sailed off to Corinth so the palace would clean, and then he brought back again on official business. He said official business, my hat. He just couldn't bear the smell or the shame. Oh, if all legends were like that, all missions were like that, the world would, if not be brighter, would be so much funnier. And our slaves, we like a good laugh when all is said and done.